Well, hey everybody, welcome to what is going to be my wrap-up retrospective video of 2024, where I'm just going to talk about some stuff. We're going to be in here in WOTV just doing nicks and knacks, and just going to talk a little bit about the first day and what happened in some videos and maybe some confusion. And I'm sure I'll still miss things. You know, it's just another year with me, right? Okay. That being said, let's talk about some stuff. So first off, about the polls, somebody said, hey, I probably missed some poll videos. You didn't. I didn't do an actual, like I did the New Year's video as some very basic polls, but getting both Exdeath and the new version of Mont were a little bit on the side of just rage pulling and getting lucky kind of thing. As you can see, I put a ton of work into Exdeath because somebody out there criticized me saying, I can't believe that you got Yuna and you just didn't get her to max kind of thing. That you were like kicking around not making a decision about just taking advantage of the fact that you had new characters. So first off, here you go. Here's Yuna. She's 140 now. And between the two characters, like I was personally at the end of everything, at the end of all the thinking, just way more excited for Exdeath because, you know, Umbra, I like characters that dwell in darkness and do that kind of stuff. So Exdeath spoke to me a little bit more, but actually Mont was the character I got first. And yeah, Mont, he's also doing pretty good. I put a bunch of my stored resources into getting him and Exdeath, so I can enjoy, actually using them. And while they are both very, very strong, and that brings me into my next point of this video, just saying that it's only been a day and a half ish, a little bit over a day and a half ish on JP. And also for everybody who's wondering, I don't know, about a month-ish before you guys get these characters, because you didn't get them on New Year's. You didn't get New Year's this character, which was our New Year's character, but I guess you guys are having a pretty laid-back one, which is fine. I mean, save up your resource and get these guys. But Mont's a permanent character. There isn't as much of a need to build him as quickly, but I do want to get him ready so I can try him out next week. Exdeath also was a higher priority because I don't want a collaboration character where I'm left out. And just speaking of like builds, because building is something that I have been looking at for the last 24-ish hours and checking out some videos of not just Peachin, but a few other characters. Sorry, Gilgamesh, you're just not going anywhere. Maybe just this is something I'm tooling around with. From what I've seen, trying to build the Shrekin and Exdeath combo is a lot of limited time BCs. You can get by on some like other stuff, but it kind of wants like a healer more than a tank is what I've been noticing from what I've been watching. Like these two characters are already really tanky enough. They just kind of want a little bit of extra healing support. So I mean, Luciel or the Summer Resnick character are probably good there. And then looking at not this, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons, but Light, this kind of team, what I'm noticing is that Yuna and New Mont are actually horrific with each other, and that Cloud seems to be the best version of that so far. But there's so many amazing greatsword characters that I'm not convinced that Cloud is the only one that would work there. I mean, you have a lot of leeway between light and dark and still having good VC coverage. So Exdeath seems to be the more expensive character to build as of now, but I wouldn't discount the fact that like doing Mont to whatever ends up working out best is also going to be probably but more friendly, because he's also a permanent character, so you don't have to worry about maxing him as quickly. Other than that, I haven't seen them go head-to-head yet. The only thing I'll say that I am completely convinced is that 2024 was the last chance for Evade, because Evade, ever since these two new characters have come out, has looked incredibly bad against both Exdeath teams, and especially the Yuna Mont AC Cloud. Like, it's not even close how bad Evade is in that matchup. So yeah, they may have overcorrected. We'll see if there's another Evade character that maybe will push the needle a little bit further, but right now, very clear, cut, and dry. So anyway, this video isn't just about WOTV stuff. I wanted to clear some stuff up about WOTV first, and then talk about a few other things. I talked about this, or I alluded to this in the last video, and I realized that some people maybe didn't know. This is not my actual wedding ring. I did get married in 2024, and I love my wife very much. Very happy together. We're still living in Japan for the moment, and we're doing all right so far. So thank you anyone who says, you know, in the past I didn't check all the comments, but thanks to everybody who said congratulations, and anybody who says, you know, congratulations in these comments. Just a general thank you. But yeah, we're not engaged. We were technically engaged like for a year sort of thing, and then we decided to get married in the latter half of this year. I kept it quiet because it's a WOTV channel, but also, you know, just my family is overseas, so it was very, very quiet and very relaxed, and I love that because my wife is just so amazing. She didn't press she was very happy with a quiet, subdued, and not super expensive wedding. But we made our own wedding rings too. That was one of our big things that we did, and we'll, you know, just do stuff or, you know, we're not being as held to those kind of wedding traditions that are usually out there, which is great. It works for us. But yeah, I did want to just say that, get that clear and out there, that yeah, Umbra actually got married in 2024, and my first marriage, hopefully my only marriage, right? That's always kind of what you hope for. But you know, sharing it with you guys and on the content channel. So yeah, shout outs to that. Sora is doing well. He is becoming a little bit older and wiser. He's still energetic. He's still got the kitten in him. He doesn't like being on videos. I don't know what to say. I can't actually get him to really be on videos anymore. Every time I'm recording, he goes off into another room. He respects Dad's privacy, I guess. But yeah, 2024 was interesting. Just some other things I want to share. Of course, feel free to share with me in the comments some of your favorite stuff of 2024. But for games, obviously kept up with WOTV. I'm still playing Swords of Kambaldria, but I just never found a really good way of making videos or stuff I wanted to make videos about. But I generally still kind of enjoy that game. Still playing Princess Connect, although that game has been making me more and more annoyed, and I am looking to get rid of gacha games out of my life so I can have more free time for studying and practicing and playing actual games, because 2024 was such a, like, it wasn't a ton of great games, but it kind of was. Neo Fantasian, Unicorn Overlord. Boy, did it engage. I thought that came out like 2 years ago. How time flies. My two favorite games of the year. 3, if you really want to get into it. 9 Souls, which I never beat because I got it very late into the year. That was one of my favorite games, just from the stylistic and style-wise and gameplay-wise. It's actually just really, really good. Just hard to play on a Switch because it's uncomfortable. Astrobot, which was honestly the best game I played of this year. It was so much fun. Every single level kept me smiling all the way through, and a very tight, not overly long or overly drawn out, which is something that I feel like games do too much. Like, oh yeah, you gotta play the game for 150,000 hours before it gets good. No, I don't really want that. No. So yeah. Then just of course, Rebirth was my personal game of the year. That felt like playing Final Fantasy VII again for the first time, which is incredible. I still love Remake, and I still love the original FF7. But boy, oh boy, Remake was such a great experience, especially because it just cut so many. Like, I just didn't watch any of the trailers for it. I just kind of went in pretty blind and was really quite happy with that result. I recommend just not watching trailers anymore before a game comes out, especially if it's one you just know you're going to end up playing. You should totally just cut the trailers out of your life. It does wonders. So yeah, that was kind of the games for me of 2024. I mean, there was a lot of other great stuff I played, but those were just my three, I think, standout favorites. Movies, not really was too great. Like Dune Part 2 was my favorite movie of the year by far. TV shows, I liked Arcane, Shogun, and there's probably one I'm forgetting that I will feel bad about. I was watching like Slow Horses over the course of the year, which is like a British spy type show, because I was feeling, I don't know, it's kind of a want for getting that kind of stuff. And yeah, that was that's, I think, all the media. I don't think there was any music that I found this year that I was particularly overly enamored with. There wasn't any songs or anything that particularly stick out in my head. I can't think if there was anything else that I mean, there's this and that, food and restaurants and all of that stuff that I really liked. I should probably do a few more videos about things I find in Japan that I try in Japan that were really good, that were really enjoyable. That might be something that I could be better at for the next year, or, well, the current year, however you want to do that. Things I'm excited for in 2025. Because, you know, it's not just a retrospective, it's looking ahead. Switch 2, it's pretty much confirmed everything about Switch 2 at this point. I just want Nintendo to show it off, and I just want to, if it's 100% backwards compatible, I just hope it runs all my, like, Switch games that I have. Oh, sorry, I gotta make sure it's on camera. I got my fancy Splatoon Switch here, but I'm really excited for a hardware upgrade for that. I've been upgrading my PC a bit at the end of 2024, making sure it's got more hard drive space, more RAM capacity, because I'll probably get Rebirth on PC, you know, because the shit, it's my favorite game, and if it looks better on my PC, then that's enough of it. Oh yeah, my worst experience of 2024 was 100 trillion% trying to find a PS5 disk drive, because I was thinking about actually upgrading my PS5 to a Pro, just because, you know, it's my main gaming system essentially. Yeah, I play some stuff on PC, I play Cyberpunk on PC, whatnot, but I still buy most of my games for console because it's generally easier to do and it's smoother to do, and that's all it needs. I prefer gaming to generally be easier most of the time. So yeah, that is a big thing for me of trying to find a disk drive, and getting a disk drive in Japan has just been impossible. They constantly sell out. They're scalped here to high heaven. PS5 Pro, easy to find, not difficult even a little bit. But it doesn't matter, because as a person who actually owns PS5 and PS4 discs, I will never buy a PS5 Pro. I won't buy a PS6 unless it comes with an actual physical drive that I can play my old games, because I should be able to do that. And that was one of the biggest annoyances, and it's made me actually quite bitter and angry at Sony. I mean, I'll still play a fair bit of their games, but you know, if I'm ever on the fence about something now, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll toss it on Nintendo or instead, because I just can't pretend that I'm too happy about it. I mean, like, the other thing is, like, Square Enix wise, we don't really have anything yet for 2025 that's really, really known at this point. I've heard rumors there's supposed to be like a Square Enix showcase in February, possibly after the Switch. I mean, Remake and Rebirth potentially on Switch too. That would be really, really sweet, since like the Switch is an amazing system to just get all the old Final Fantasy on, from like 12, 10, 8, 9, 7, all the pixel remasters, everything. You can just get it like all on Switch. That's so cool. My like teenager self would have absolutely loved that to death back in the day, but you know, here we are. And then, you know, let's close it out. Let's talk a little bit more about WOTV. I mean, WOTV, I think, is just going to be pretty standard for the entire year. Like, I don't think we're going to see anything that's that astounding. I think we'll see a lot of stuff that we kind of expect. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's a 200 shard ticket. What does it go up to? Venera. I mean, like, for the most part, I don't think that there's anything really, really, really that exciting for this year in WOTV. I think that it's going to be a really good, solid year. But for everything that WOTV is kind of doing generally okay, and I do think WOTV is actually generally doing a lot of stuff okay. It's, you know, stable at this point, which is probably very good for just planning out the future and whatnot. You know, I mean, like, when whales are essentially constantly buying characters instead of gotching them, you don't get the gotcha videos anymore, which is kind of a little bit disappointing, because the gotcha videos are a form of advertisement for the game. You don't see that many WOTV videos anymore, possibly because other people are just not doing it very much, which, you know, is what it is. I don't have this visa. I have that, but I don't. No, maybe I do. But yeah, for me, like, I guess I kind of have chosen another period to heavily invest in. I think that, like, temptation-wise right now, I am a little bit tempted to do this, because this 120 Selecta banner goes all the way up to Jaden. Jaden is kind of nice if you're going to be doing the light accuracy thing. If you want to just kill evasion teams by the boatload, that's the way to do it. Also, like, past Jaden, there really isn't any other characters, right? Oh yeah, and really quickly, this is something that I can also comment on in this video, is that these Phantom Orby things, this has refreshed for JP, and it actually now covers up to and including Garuza. That's as far as these selected tickets go up for JP players now, and for this Selecta VC, it goes up to, I don't think this has moved very much at all. I guess it's like other non-Esper VCs that this is probably including up to now. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that is essentially what is going on. For me, WOTV is still like this mix of somewhat try-harding on certain things, but relaxing on the other. I still can't really do this mode anymore with any kind of seriousness. It's just like, hey, fast as I can possibly do it. I put evasion gear on there, so if it's like ever I go up against people who have that similar thing of just one character, want to get through it as fast as possible, I always win. You gotta irk some wins somehow. But yeah, 2024 was a busy year for me. It was an exciting year where a lot happened for me personally, and also just it was a pretty good year, solid year for games. Like, I don't get out of it now think to myself, oh, that sucked or anything like that. Oh yeah, my dumbest kind of thing that I did this year. Oh cool, we got a free one. Neat, got that on camera. But the dumbest thing I think I did this year that I didn't need to do or shouldn't have done, one of the things I'm just stuck on of being like, why did I do that? Kind of thing is the Winged Dragon of Ra statue back there, the Yu-Gi-Oh statue. That is one of those like, why did I do this? Because it's called Ichikuji here in Japan. It's like a lottery that happens at the convenience stores here, where you go in and you pay for one ticket. It's like somewhere between $5 and $8 depending on the quality of it. You do your pulls. You can choose however many pulls you want to do, how much ever money you want to spend, but then you pull the thing out and you rip it open and you get a letter, and the letter prize dictates what you got. That thing, like, I got so tunnel visioned on it that like I ended up spending way too much money, like over $100 trying to get that Raw statue. I couldn't get the Slifer statue because, of course, the Slifer one there was only one out of like 50 or 60 prizes or what like that, and there were 2 Raws and 2 obelisks, but only one Slifer, of course, because I wanted Slifer. That's the way it's got to work, right? We're not going to win this. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to give like a clearer retrospective for 2024, a little bit of updates on some WOTV stuff, and, you know, just kind of hang out and chat for a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah, probably. So anyway, thanks so much. Hopefully, you know, 2025 goes better for everyone. And for all the WOTV people out there who are going to be trying for either Mont or Exdeath, I gotta say you're in for a good time by the looks of it. I got an eyelash in my eye. Oh, I'm not. I swear, just that sucks. Yeah, Exdeath, really, really cool. Actually, looking very strong at this point. And as for Mont, same story. But as for which one's the better one, doesn't really matter right now. Both of them are doing really great stuff. Who knows? Maybe the 2 of them together is the absolute correct answer. But into the month of January, I'll finish with this closing out message of just being like, Neo-Fantasian definitely won the January playthrough. I'll be starting that relatively soon, as soon as I can bother to hook up my Switch to my capture card, start recording it. And into the month of February, I am planning another Yu-Gi-Oh playthrough. Not a super long playthrough, but given that there's the collection coming out that month, there is actually one Yu-Gi-Oh game I've particularly been itching to play again. So that'll probably be a playthrough in February. I want to do some mecha stuff into the month of March, and I'll be, of course, trying to get like as much Final Fantasy content as I possibly can. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great 25, everybody. See ya.